Today's Sunshine Note is titled, Two Different Windows. 3 times a day he got down on his knees and prayed, giving thanks to his God, just as he had done before. Then these men went as a group and found Daniel praying. Daniel 6 verses 10 and 11. She was completely nude and had no idea that every single one of us could see her. The new housing development built beside my elementary school had chosen to put large picture windows in their bathrooms, opposite the showers. Not a wise choice, especially if you forgot to close the window as you shower, as this poor woman did, and especially if your window looks down onto the lunch area where dozens of middle school kids are lurking below. I don't know who saw her first, but within seconds every single 7th and 8th grader was on their feet pointing and staring her direction. Imagine her shock the moment she looked out the window and saw her audience. She dropped in a heartbeat. Then we saw a shaky hand creep up and grab the soap. For the rest of the school year, that window was never opened again. Sometimes I feel like that poor woman on display when I bow my head to pray in a restaurant, an airplane, or another public place. I feel conspicuous, exposed, as if everyone is watching me, judging me, thinking that I'm silly or expecting great Christian things out of me now. I guess that means I'd have made a terrible Daniel, because Daniel didn't care who was watching him when he prayed or what the consequences could be. He put himself on display in quite a different window, even when he knew that death by hungry lions might result. That faithful and fearless man stood in his window and prayed anyway, and God honored him. Not only did he shut the lion's mouth, but time and time again he raised Daniel up. Through a handful of different kings and monarchies, God distinguished Daniel and rewarded him for his faithfulness. The reason? Daniel put God first, even before his own personal safety. As a result, he led countless numbers of people to the worship of the true God of heaven. Do you have the fear of the woman in the shower, or do you have the courage of Daniel? Are you willing to put yourself on display as a Christian, a follower of God, no matter who might be watching? Do you want to be a strong example of a praying believer? Then shrug off your fear of the crowd and decide that God's opinion matters most. Ask Him for the courage to bear His name into the world and for the opportunities to lead people to the Lord by your example. May God bless you today.